Boss here, and I have a bad feeling about this. I'm so kidding. Once we got Dr. Boss here with another toy review. This is the Star Wars Wave 42 Vintage Collection Lando Calrissian, aka General Lando Calrissian from Return of the Jedi. This is when he becomes a general for the Grand Army of the Rebels, for the Rebel Alliance. He becomes general for Rebel Alliance. There's a little picture of BBD Williams. Again, Commissioner Gordon and Lando, if you're not wondering. They play Commissioner Gordon. That's the side of it. It says Kenner on the side of it because it's a Ninja Collection. It's a 75-inch. There's him. It comes with a blaster and a cape. Same with the packaging. This says Return of the Jedi on the front. This is Lando Calrissian on the card right there. It says recommended ages 4 and up. On the back, we got the rest of the wave. We got Han Solo, C-3PO, which I already reviewed. There's Luke Skywalker, Lando, which I already reviewed, which is this video right now. I got Mando, and you got Cara Dune, and then you got a Stormtrooper, and then you got your Clone Trooper right here that don't own, half the way from only own 2 people. But I got some legalese, Disney and Hasbro symbol right there. Recommended ages is 3 and up, and I got the line symbol. So let's crack this thing open. I'll be right back. Okay, here we go, guys. Let's open them up. Super simple. Card back. It's super simple. It's like opening up a Christmas present, you know. Card back stays the same. The figure got ripped and smithereens. So you want to see that fixed, just right there. Who cares about that? Maybe right back. Look at Lando Calrissian's one and only accessory. Comes with 2 accessories, which is the cape. Obviously, I can show you in a minute. But this right here, this is a tiny, tiny little blaster. Super small. It's like a typical size for Black Series figure. I'm talking about a Vintage Collection figure. It's very tiny, really thin plastic. It's carpet eater material. About the size of a Technic pin, I believe. But there it is, super tiny blaster. Not a lot of detail on it, just a blaster from Star Wars, so nothing too big about that. Now let's take a look at it. Here's a closer look at BBD Williams. Take a look at the head sculpt really fast. There's not a lot of things going on. Oh, my camera's not focusing. There's not a lot of not a lot of really cool details. They're kind of blurry on the screen. But I can describe what it looks like. There he is. He has a beautiful paint job, like his mustache right here, mustache. Got a mustache right here. Really cool. Got beautiful eyes. The head is beautiful. I don't think it's a paint smudge of mine. My copy, no. It's really here with this beautiful head sculpt. I have another Lando to compare it to. Maybe do a head switch, but there he is on the side right here with the ears. Nothing like too much special about that on the figure. The head sculpt is pretty nice. One of the best. It's photorealistic, which is really cool. Wave 42 is actually a repack wave. The figure's gonna put the blaster in this little holster thing in a minute, but look at him detailed. They got his little jacket right here. Take off the cape in a minute so you can see the arms and articulation, but there he is with his beautiful pants, which I can give you full detail when I take off the cape, so I'm gonna do that right now. Alright guys, let's take a look at the cape really fast. I take it off the figure, so I take a closer look at the figure. This is one of its accessories. Very simple. This is a elastic band cape. If you're wondering, this is obviously you can put on other figures, but this is elastic and a cloth, so it's pretty simple. Maybe just to slide back on them. It's pretty easy to dress your figure. So, and the cloth accessory, nothing too important with that, but there's that. Now we take a closer look at the figure, and then we do articulation, and yeah. Here's a closer look at Lando Calrissian. I love the head sculpt, like I said, beautifully done. You got the nice little belt buckle right here. On the back, the back of him, you got the little satchel, which you easily I think you can remove if you would take off the head of the figure. It easily can come off. I count the accessory, but for $12. But there he is. Got the blue general pants right here, almost what Leia wears, but the blue with a white stripe. And they have the black boots. And they got a little watch. I don't know what that thing's called. A communication device. I don't know. You look there. There it is. Really cool. Now let's go over the articulation of the figure, and then we'll look at the cape articulation. So when you have the gun out of the holster, obviously, you can move his arms up. It's a little stiff on mine. Oh, it's single jointed arm movement. You can move it up. I might need to heat it up, obviously. Arms can move up. Arms can move down. It's a beautiful chest movement like this. Chest move like that. Legs are on a hinge. And a Oh, it can move out this much, so it can move out this much, guys. It's like doing the splits, which you don't want your Lando Calrissian doing. It's the only annoyance with the figure, because you have to twist it around to actually have Lando properly, which is annoying. That's only one gripes I have with the figure. I don't know if gripes is a word, but you be careful when you're moving its legs. It's kind of like weird. So I don't own a vintage collection figure and has like wobbly legs like this. Really, really weird. C-Series articulation was easy to bend the joint, but Lando does not know how to bend his joint. Maybe one of those figures just like moving around yourself without any articulation. There he is with his arm move out like this on the hinge. His little hand movements right here, guys. His hands move out like this much. He does not. Okay, does have ankle pivot, ankle swivel. No pivot. I mean, no toe movement. These legs are like on these ball joints. If you're wondering how the figure works, I'll give you a full detail of Lando. This figure can move around so precisely. He has these little like ball joints like right here, my finger touching. I'm not sure it's describe or anything, but it's kind of like right here, the ball joint onto the figure, which is really kind of like unique, like I said. It's a little bit hard to articulate with the figure, which is a little annoyance, but I feel like you should have a good Lando Calrissian figure. Other than that, it's a really nice piece. But I thought the blaster, not the cape, and see how far you can Lando with his little gun in his hand. Just kind of cool. Point that out there. He doesn't really stand up on his own as Zelina. He also got the little white collar shirt right there. I just love BBD Williams, and I love Lando Calrissian. Also got the beautiful nostalgic smell of any Star Wars figure. So now it's that cape and put the gun in the holster. See how good articulation. The last thing, I feel the Actor Black Series figure, I could imagine, I mean, up the price a little bit, have this a little bit adjustable, like a Mezco figure, kind of posable with cape, anywhere. It doesn't have that. The arms are really annoying to move around and might need to heat it up. He does have a swole, no ab crunch, which is disappointing, but he has like ball joints on his legs, which is a really unique thing about the figure. I thought he had double jointed legs like a normal action figure, which I can compare to with his articulation, which is kind of odd compared to the Landos I have. But this is a very unique figure as a whole. So I'm gonna take a look at him with articulation with his cape on. So this is him with his cape on. He can do the same things. He can move his joint. He can't really ab crunch, but his legs can move out this much. With the cape on, his hand can obviously move out this much right here, like he's greeting somebody. Move it back down, which is really annoying. I don't know how to put it back in place. It's kind of weird. His cape is so flimsy. There's this one right here with his arm compared right there, which is kind of unique. BBD Williams. I wish he had the original. I would have made the episode 9 version of him for the vintage collection, but they did not. Or the Black Series. Hopefully they get that in the future, because they already gave us like the Old Man Luke, and they gave us the Old Man Han, but they have not Old Man Lando. We have Chewie, not Lando. So like, it's kind of cool to have the Return of the Jedi Lando, because I love Return of the Jedi, and it's one of my favorite movies. It's my favorite movie of all time. But I wish it's kind of like wired right here. It'd be cool. But other than that, it's cool. So he can move around like that. Looks so cool. He stands up. But now let's compare the figure to my other Landos, and then I'll show you the other figures that I want to compare him with. Next to the other Hasbro Lando Calrissian, this is the Return of the Jedi guard. I lost the helmet and his accessory as a kid, but this one you see his gun poking out. I want to see like what it looks like with a head swap with these figures. So let's do that. 3, 2. The ball joint does not fit him. This one looks like he's about to be a headless horseman. This is a giraffe size Lando. So this is the new head sculpt onto the Return of the Jedi body, which it kind of works. Skin color matches everything, but it does not look right. It looks like he's a giraffe, where it's a little too tall. This one doesn't fit. It looks like a headless horseman because dun da da. I decapitated Lando Calrissian. No, what happened to the captain? Right here, see? It's kind of cool, you know. Yeah, it's a little cool little teal one. This thing's kind of flimsy. Someone put their head sculpts back on these figures and compare them to other figures. Chainsaw! I did YouTube magic for it, y'all. Sorry. Magic doesn't exist. I'm so sorry about that. If it was I did magic for you. So there you are, with Lando with him. Here's my other Lando. I'm gonna do another head swap with all my Landos to see what they look like. But here's my other Lando. This is the Solo movie Lando. I want to see the cape swap here with these figures. I'm kind of curious what cape I like better with them. The scarf or that one. Here's all 3. If you're really curious of all my Landos. There's all my Landos with all of them right there. It's all my Lando collection. It's all my original trilogy Lando's, actual Lando figures. But I have another Lando figure just for laughs. I'm going to show you my one for laughs. Let's go over Solo Lando. Here it is. Scooter from the Muppets. Yeah. So on Amazon when I was a kid, I got this figure. This is my Lando Calrissian right here. This is the Scooter from the Muppet Show. Basic figure right here. He has the Lando Calrissian cape coming with Boba Fett animal. This is him. This is my whole Lando Calrissian collection for 3x75-inch figures. You got the Return of the Jedi, Jabba's Palace. You got your Endor Battle Lando. You got the Episode 5, Emperor Strikes Back Lando. And we have Solo movie Lando. So it's almost like a trilogy of Landos, all in chronological order, kind of from this side to this side to this side. You know, it's very cool. It's very, very cool to have all my Landos out in one collection. But I'll show you other figures with my Lando right now. Hold on, I want to see something really fast. I'm going to swap the heads. See if I can swap the head with the cape with this figure. So, but it doesn't look iconic. Like, the black doesn't really match with the tan he's wearing. But this cape fits beautifully on this Lando. Like, his chest is more built because it's a different actor compared to BB Williams. But other than that, it's a super cool figure. Now I'm going to compare it to all my other Lando figures right now. Well, my other Star Wars figures I have. It's a collection figure. Sorry, his cape's messed up. But there he is next to his other counterpart from Return of the Jedi. Some aliens from the Sail Barge. Next up to him, we have the Star Wars Luke Skywalker from Endor, 3x75-inch figure right here, which is a really nice piece in my collection. Just a really cool figure in general. I like him together. I think he looks really cool. Now I'll see him with the Fab 5. Well, not the Fab 5, the favorite of the bunch. So let me go get him. Older horses, people. Empire Strikes Back. Han, I believe this is Han from Empire, or Han from New Hope, I can't tell. You can't tell them apart, sorry. This is one I covered next to Han Solo, which is a really nice piece. They're re-releasing this figure, so I can't wait to get a fresh one in my collection. So I got him at Disney. So there's that one next to him, which is really cool. Next, on to the right of him, we have Chewbacca. Come on, Chewie. No! Right here, this is Chewbacca next to Lando Calrissian. Which I think it's really cute to see this one. I didn't bring the slave layout because it doesn't really have to do much. Dominoes! The domino effect, people. That's what I hate about figures sometimes. Dominoes. There's him with Chewie and Lando next side by side together. Kind of cute, you know. Kicked out Han the party. Very cool. Very cool right there, boys. On the channel for this line, it's Lando and C-3PO, which is really cool. I have two of those from the wave, which is super cool piece to have in my collection. Just to honestly say, because I love Star Wars a lot, and just a really cool piece to have in my collection. Just both of these figures as a whole, which is really cool. And just for kind of cool nostalgia, I have the Kenner Luke Skywalker from Dagobah from Episode 5. Compared to Lando Calrissian, see how the figures change over the years. You know, 2020 to the classic rare stuff. That's the good stuff right here. This is also good stuff. This is what you call nostalgicness, and this is good stuff as well. So this is the whole figures, all my figures compared to them. So I'm gonna give you my full ranking of the figure right now. At the end of the day, I'm gonna give this Lando Calrissian a solid B-. I'm kidding. A solid 6 out of 10 of my figure likings. He's one of my best looking Lando Calrissian I have on the collection. But he's also the worst articulation out of my Landos. Compared to like my Episode 6 one, his arms kind of move up like this. Doesn't really have much to say with his arms. His legs, his legs move out this much on the figure. This one doesn't really have that because it's almost on a ball joint and hinge. This one's kind of squeaky because it's kind of old with the years. This one's from the actual Force Link, which I kind of broke his holster, which just moves up and down and beautiful side-to-side motion. But this vintage collection Lando doesn't really have that articulation, which he needs to have in this figure, which is highly posable and highly decorated because it's a vintage collection figure after all. But it doesn't have that articulation that I like. That's why it's kind of disappointing, but he's a really cool figure, and I saw him like, hey, I don't have Lando. I need a Lando. I need a Lando in my collection, so I got this one. And it works. It works in my collection, but it's not my favorite Lando, you know? It's not like my favorite Lando in my collection. It is my favorite Lando in my collection, but it's not my favorite articulation figure in my collection. Other vintage collection figures I already have. I'd probably give it to Kylo Ren because it's probably the coolest looking. But other than that, I give him a 6 out of 10 on my figure likings. Cause my favorite figure I have in my collection has to be my Han Solo, my most prized, most of my Wicket Ewok youngster. So I have a lot of cool vintage collection figures. Like all the ones I own, like this one has a really good articulation, which I like. But they don't really have ball joints, which is stupid. On their crotch area, they don't have ball joints. So I don't get why. It's kind of stupid towards my hasbro to have ball joints on like crotch area. And I really want articulation on the figure that can move its legs around, but it can do the splits, and its arms need to be heated up. Other than that, it's all 6 out of 10, but it's a good figure overall. You can probably pick them up if you find them at Target. I say pick them up or order them online. Just wait till the Christmas time to get them, or the holidays. It is a good figure. It's a good figure. Not my favorite vintage collection figure I own. I'm about to do all my vintage collection Star Wars figures and compare them to my favorite over the years. So, yeah. Thanks for watching Such a Boss, and hopefully get more figures in the future. Thanks for watching. Peace.